We have returned. Have I remembered to turn on my headset? Yes, I have, which means it's time for Resident Evil 2 to commence to part 2. Well, anyway, we're here. I'm oddly low in shot, and we will be picking up with our complete series playthrough of Resident Evil 2. I'm not just hanging around on this screen waiting for people to join the stream or anything while we enjoy this lovely... No, that's a preview of what's come later. Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert, Resident Evil 3 follows Resident Evil 2. So don't tell anybody about that. No. Yes, last time we got to, I think, Chief Irons' office, and we need to rescue Sherry, which means it's back through the RPD, where nothing bad ever happens. And... Right, I don't need to do typewriter, ink ribbons and things. Let's enjoy a nice, speedy PS5 speed load. Yes, if you're watching this on Twitch, you can also find the complete series archived on YouTube under You Know the Name. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can watch the Twitch channel on you_know_the_name_. It's You Know the Name with underscores. It's not as bad as I make it sound. And yes, we were in Brian Zion's office with a bunch of crap in our pockets. But we will be streaming the entire Resident Evil series, or at least that which is available on the PS5. And we have, we've done pretty well so far. So having a weird quirk of this game we discovered last time is that we have to turn the HDR off in order to be able to stream it. I don't know. For some reason I'm very low in shot. I don't know why today. I've not done anything differently, but I've had to make everything I own extremely low. And I'm still kind of uncomfortably at the bottom of the shot. I feel I belong in a properly framed shot. That's the exact opposite of what I was going for. So... Okay, a little bit of a Dutch angle there. That'll work. Let's not get too Dutch. We are British after all. Will do. Yeah, a bit bright. Sorry, Claire, I'll be right with you. And yes, just enjoying Brian Irons' collection of books, many of which we'll be seeing again in future games. So, let's go into our pockets. We don't carry that around. We're not going to need that for a while. This is useless without a green, isn't it? There's a green. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just dump this, and I'll take a mix. I'll take a mix. Still questioning the validity of bringing two different handguns. You know, I'll dump this as well. So we're painfully underarmed, but it is Resident Evil. We do have the... Oh, right, so we picked this up. And we now have to go and get the parts to the clock tower vocal. I'm not even sure I can afford to waste a bullet on you, my raccoon brother. Or I'll treat myself. There we are. Still a bit miffed this game hasn't got a PS5 patch, to be honest. Apparently it's a massive seller for Capcom, so it's a little bit fuddling that this has... I mean, it runs a perfectly smooth 60 at like 1600p or something, but this game... This is what I was talking about last time. Claire and Leon, to a degree, have voice clips for when they aim at enemies who don't die, which I think is meant to sound procedurally, like, accurate. Like Leon's aiming at someone going, "Oh my god, why won't you die?" Claire just has this new personality where she swears a lot, which is completely on brand for Claire Redfield, and I think is absolutely the right way to go, but it does make her sound like she has Tourette's. When she's just aiming away going, "Fuck! Ass! Bastard! Asshole!" So, Claire, just chill. I think I made that joke last time, but it was good enough to make again. Yes, we need those. Now, this... Oh, see, when I said ugly graphical textures, the aliasing on the top of that reflection there is just... Yeah. There's a lot of gross graphical stuff in this game that could really do with everything. I am getting stressed just being in this room because I originally had this game on the N64. And I will defend this to my grave that in the N64 version and the N64 version alone, the licker smashing through the window was slightly randomized. Normally you'd have to pick the box up, but in the N64 version there was a slight chance it could just jump through anyway. And it would. Yeah, bye. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. And... Yes! That's right, last time I got through the entire first 2 hours of the game without only taking 2 hits. So I am actually making a legendarily good Resident Evil 2 run, by my standards. I don't know how brilliant of a speed run you are. But yes. There we are. So yeah, that's again, that's like many things in this game are severely nerfed in this game. The original's much, much better in most respects. But I get what they were going for there. And after the N64 version, which also had stereo sounds, so when that licker came to the window, it was like... It was like someone smashed God's greenhouse. That's how deep it was. Whereas when I finally got the GameCube version, which is the one I have for most of my life, which was an emulation of the PS2 version, is this tiny little tink sound, which is just pathetic and didn't scare me at all. Blue herb, which we can combine from the menu this time, so it's much easier. Can't carry that, I haven't got the space. Nah. I don't think so. This is so dark with no HDR on. But yeah, this is an interesting one. I remember this area in the original, you could hear the sounds of zombies echoing through the streets. And it was a very particular kind of sound it had, maybe because of the technology or something, so you really got this eerie sense that, yeah, you were in a not haunted, dangerous place, basically. But you kind of didn't want to be outside of the dangerous place just through sheer sound design. In this game, obviously, it's just silent, which... There's those gross... The reflections in this game are just really grody. Again, it's a shame because half of this game is phenomenal looking and half of this game is just nasty looking. One area I will credit the sound design though is that the zombies in this version sound... Bastard, asshole, fuck, shit, wankers, wankers! Jesus, Claire, just calm it down. Seriously though, angry, sweary teenager is a very good characterization for Claire. She didn't really have much of a character in the original. No offence to the stellar work of Alison Court, obviously, but I've got to equip you. She's very much just a full momentum machine and kind of mother figure to Sherry in a way that very clearly references Aliens, which was kind of out of character for a, I think, 18-year-old she's meant to be. But in this one, she's basically a scared little girl who is a biker chick, so it's that classical, very rebellious, very angry, very angsty teenager who's really covering the fact that they're just utterly terrified all the time, which is a great characterization for someone who is really incredibly young. Oh, I poked you with a knife and everything, right. Oh, and now you want in, do you? Oh, tough and busy. Zombies in this game can take an absolutely insane amount of damage to put down, which I kind of love. But we talked a lot in previous Resident Evil streams about how there's a real contingent of people out there who are classicists, is the best word for it, and how they're really big on tank controls and fixed camera angles, and some people, although far less, even the tedious door opening animation it plays over and over and over again. I think this game is the final nail in that coffin, because in terms of structure and game and being Resident Evil, even down to tiny things like, yeah, you can move and shoot now, but it's going to be incredibly inaccurate. This gun isn't the best to show. And to get the most accurate and reliable shots, you have to stand still and plant your feet. And you have to get the most accurate and reliable shots because there's so little ammo. So the game kind of trains you to play the game like a Resident Evil game. But you have the choice of not doing it, so it doesn't feel restrictive anymore. It's organic in the design. But when this game first came out, for the first time since, I think original Resident Evil games were a thing, I was genuinely looking at the map thinking, okay, I know I've cleared that corridor, I know there's something there, so I won't go that way, I know that there's something this way. Thankfully there's nothing scary in here. Oh, good lord! The hat on your redesign is stupid, and I shall remove it. Mr. X, ladies and gentlemen. He follows you everywhere, and the only indication you know he's coming is that stomping sound effect of his feet getting closer and closer and closer. And he will not stop. There's a few rooms he won't go into, but he will follow you anywhere. There's a stupid hat. It's quite hard to lose. He can also hear you, I think. I know you can get the silenced submachine gun, which... Oh, I need a jewel to open the box, don't I? Listen to his footsteps. They've slowed down. He's not sure where I am anymore. And you can hide behind pillars and kind of stealth around him. Plus, terrifyingly, I never knew this until recently. I saw a breakdown, I think on Slippy Slides on YouTube, who hack the games basically to take the cameras out and see what's going on behind the scenes. Even when everything else isn't on screen and is unrendered, Mr. X is always fully drawn in wherever he is on the map, and is always fully animated and fully active. Stars, please. There it is. And it also tells us very much where we need to stick it. I will also put my blood back in. Yeah, but Mr. X was actually the first video game monster to ever truly scare me. Oh god. Oh, he's not looking directly at me. Oh, he is looking directly at me. He knows I'm here. He knows I'm here. But this is the best way to get where I need to go. It's also largely indestructible. Oh god, that just sped him up. Yeah, in the N64 version, when I first had to deal with the fact that this huge indestructible thing could pop up anywhere, and I had no idea how the game played, toward the last quarter of the game or so, I was edging through. Now, minor immersion break here, he won't go in the STARS office. Oh god, the liquor's still out there! Yeah, he's stomping on that way. I'm not sure, depending on how good your audio is when you hear this, the 3D audio with this game in the headset is actually incredibly useful for pinpointing where Mr. X is. But yeah, so Mr. X holds a special place in my heart as an absolutely terrifying entity. And in this game, he is done to perfection. He's maybe overused a little bit. What becomes like this constant terrifying presence does go on for so long it gets just annoying after a certain point. Nice. So we got ourselves a machine gun with less than a clip in it and no attachments. It's not actually that great right now. But you can upgrade almost every weapon in this game, and the machine gun is the only one that has a silencer on it, which you can fire without attracting Mr. X. Oh yeah, when I said Mr. X can hear you, you start shooting anything anywhere, he will know where you are in the RPD and come for you. It's a connection to previous Resident Evil games. If you can't guess, yes, it's written in code. Somebody's been in Europe checking out an extra large umbrella. Chris Redfield is not a good spy. So clearly this is a case of Jill, you had one job. Claire would not be here had you just picked up the phone. So everything that happens to Claire is on Jill and her 4 bruised ass.
Like Chris.
No, but what does it mean? Oh, also we want this back. Because that can be used to get Just more Resident Evil trivia that most people who like Resident Evil enough to care already know. This is Jill's hat from the original game on her desk, and if in the original game you clicked on Jill's desk to get text to sort of flavor text to examine things, you would look at this. You couldn't see it because of the fixed camera angle, and it would say, "It's a picture of a young man. It must be her boyfriend." And the identity of who Jill's mysterious boyfriend was a talking point in the Resident Evil community for a good 2 decades. Until we finally got a game where we could look close enough and they replaced it with this picture of a doggo, which we'll see at many points throughout the game. Jill having a doggo is never referenced either. But yeah, I do miss flavor text in this game, but I guess it's a little bit redundant. See, Mr. X is just stomping up and down out there. He's not actually going away. And I just realised I have no idea which end the liquor's at. This isn't a good situation because he's right outside the door. He's going up and down. I hope the liquor's returned down there and I can... Okay, he's gone through a door. You keep going that way and I'll check up here. That's it. You stay down there. I do love that Mr. X is genuinely unpredictable. He will do his own thing. He will go where he wants to go. Again, before there were certain scripted instances where he would turn up. Sometimes you had to do certain things to make him turn up in certain places. Sometimes not. Oh wait, this key opens that door. Now the STARS office and anywhere with a typewriter Mr. X won't go. Most rooms he will. I think this one he will, given half a chance. I can stun him with a grenade or a flashbang, and he will get briefly stunned if you do enough damage to him. But he's a tyrant. You can't kill tyrants. I couldn't... Oh, thank God. That could have been very bad judgment on my part. Oh God, he's back. Okay. This could be fun viewing. Now. Hang on, so 1, 2, 1, 4, 8, 6, 7, no, 5, 6, 7. 2, 1, 4, 8, 5, 6, 7. 2, 1, 4, 8, 5, 6, 7. I was genuinely worried I'd be doing that for like 20 minutes, because sometimes I am with these things if you don't pay attention. So back down to the lockers. I can't remember what was in there. I don't mind Claire's new redesign either. That's a pretty nice jacket. Jill's kind of felt like they were just being woke and desexualizing her, but Claire's actually makes a bit more sense for a biker chick. It goes on character. Or they're just showing off their leather textures. It's also true. Now, I can't hear Mr. X at all. But he will be attracted if I fire a gun, wherever he is. And there is a possibility he'll just wander into my path. He's now searching the entire station for me. Oh Christ, there he is. And he's found me. That didn't last long at all, did it? If I go back the way I was, there's liquor in the way, and if I go this way... Oh God. Okay, that gave him a stumble, but hardly much. Oh God, he's back already. Oh shit, liquors. Hang on. And another liquor. Oh. 3 hits of the run. Oh, follow me through here, you bastard. Whew, there's no way of getting through that. Blue herbs also mean you take a bit less damage briefly. Oh, fuck's sake. You know exactly where I am. Which, thankfully... Oh, there's 2 liquors. My God, we're calling with the bloody thing. So I think the only ones we need now are 103 and 203, aren't they? Pretty sure Mr. X can come in here, and yeah. Then we'll be done with this place. I can't honestly remember precisely where we're trying to get to here. Nope. No. 203. We definitely want that. I think that's everything. Oh god, here he comes, here he comes. Do I want more gunpowder? So this is not a happy situation. There's two lickers out there, which I could sneak past if they couldn't see me, depending on where they're placed. But if Mr. X is out there, I'm going to have to run from Mr. X, meaning the lickers will hear me. This is the exact kind of ingenious conundrum I love about this game. It's just so Resident Evil, and it's so much better than... You come again? Can't see me, can't see me. I don't know why I'm cocking my head to hear as a headset. Oh, we left the bloody door open. He's done. Oh, he did get a notification. Okay. I've gone live now, for fork's sake. I don't know how to fix the fact that people don't know I'm live. Anyway, hi Julie. Hi. Right. Great. Oh god, this will attract the big boy. Did I open this? Oh my god! What was the code to this thing? 9:15:7. That zombie will be kind enough to wait. 9. Oh. Damn it, no. I've done a buggery. 9:57. Another side pack, always good to have. Can I have my knife? Oh god, he's here. What the hell? Oh. You guys are not playing ball. Mr. X has a new theme tune that's very different from his original theme tune, but really kind of works for this one. Can't get back the way I escaped before. Where am I going? So it seems like there's now lickers absolutely everywhere. So there's lickers that way. Oh, Marvin, Mr. X. Both key characters. Nice to meet you both. I know there's liquor in the attic upstairs in the library. There's liquor outside the STARS office. There's two liquors downstairs. Something just burst through a door down there. I'm just surrounded by the bloody things. Alright, I'm going to go hide in the STARS office for a little while. I'm walking, but he's coming. He stopped and got confused. Where am I going? I'm kind of discombobulated. So this is something I love doing, getting lost and looking at the map. That's Resident Evil right there. A little concerned that nobody got any notifications I went live, but never mind. We'll do this one for the YouTube crowd. I know I need to get to upstairs in the east storage room, but for that I need to get over to this far side of the library, which means I need to get the jack, which I think is downstairs. How do I get the jack again? Where's the jack? Not rightly sure. Just going to have a little look here to see if I can send out notifications. I mean, just because Judy didn't get one doesn't mean no one else got one. Jack is down. Oh, operations room. Back of the operations room, which is. Oh, God, Regs got out there. Records room? Which is in that corridor full of liquors? A place I do not want to go at all? Can I get there from here? So I'm guessing you're quite happy where you are, thank you. Stay, boy. There you go. Okay, Mr. X's footsteps have stopped, which is a good thing, but... Yes, if you ever get to play this game, or even listen to this stream, have a headset on, because you are literally just playing cat and mouse with someone. Reacting to every step. I can see where the guy's doing... Oh god, I think he looped around. Don't run, it'll only attract him. I can hear footsteps, I can't... He's somewhere. You shush. Is he down here? Sometimes he does just have like a spark of inspiration and get ahead of you. There's liquors, I think there's liquor each side there. Yes, thank Christ. I'd rather go back through those lickers who are nice and unaware than, that's what we want for the library. Okay. Taking just a second. Oh, hand grenade, yes. Don't. Oh boy. Don't get excited. Mr. X is being a bit sleepy tonight. Oh my god! How about... This guy is just loaded with defense items, and I'll have that back, thank you. Where the hell did he come from? So much for the stealth. And someone will burn through like 30 handgun bullets. Shh. Okay, doing this puzzle in the library with him active as... Ah! You guys are beginning to take the piss a little. So nice of the zombies to wait while this cutscene plays out. Alright, I'm going to kite you guys upstairs because otherwise X can't give it to you. I was the first person in history to make that joke. Here we go. Up here. Oh, no, stairs. No, that's not stairs, that's a chair. Stairs, not chairs. Look, see, this guy gets it. There you go. Loop around. Oh, yep, no, okay. Well, fine then, you can just stay down there. Oh wait, no, I need to go down there. Mr. X is stopping a lot more than he used to. Maybe it's because I'm walking cautiously rather than running away at all times. You can't hear me. I've just heard something open. Oh god, he's here. Oh god, he's down there. No. Okay, note to all game designers. Have a button to get on ladders. Don't have your character automatically climb a ladder. Really ever. I don't have the ammo to kill you, Mr. Zomb. I can't even hit you, so... How much of this can I get done? See, you have to press a button to get on the bottom of the ladder, but not the top. Oh, I'm not looping him round and round and round. That'll take forever. Can't jump down the hole I already fell through. This is what we call a rock and a hard place. He's down, but he won't stay that way. Okay.
Better move it.
Well, we'd love to move it, Claire, but the thing we need to do is in here. No, keep, do that. There we go. Sometimes it's just faster. There we are. Oh god, he's up again.
Why won't he just stay down?
Ah! I touched the safety ladder, so he clipped through me. Please tell me I did that right. Yes. And this is why we did that, because Claire is incapable of jumping over that. Okay, top floor. Ooh, that was hairy. That was a hairy one, I'm not going to lie. Grenades are a girl's best friend. Threatening to break, eh? Don't think there's a whole lot we can do here right now. That's the box we need, because the document we found said that one of the things we need is in the clock tower, and one of the things we need is somewhere else. Okay, back in the attic. Large gunpowder, which makes a few more bullets than normal, which I will actually cash in now. Okay, I've still got my machine gun, but that's not much use until I can find some more stuff to do with it. Once again, Mr. X has stopped making sounds. Also, Mr. X is not actually the name he's referred to in any Resident Evil media. I think it's certainly any mainline Resident Evil media. It came about when that was the name on the action figure box. And it just sort of stuck. Nope. Yeah, okay. Took one looking down and was like, no, that's a no-go room. Unfortunately, that's the only way out, so we have to wait for him to get bored. Which is always fun. Okay, can't hear the stomps anymore. Oh, for fork's sake, if I get anything I could put you... We're just going to have to be cut... Yep, oh. And... Run, Claire. That's not how I wanted to go about that, but... Oh, you son of a... The zombies in this game are so grabby. 4 hits. This isn't going nearly as well as the first stream. I'm like less than an hour in, I think, and yeah, I've taken 2 hits already. I've doubled my damage output from the last one. Crying out loud. Oh shit. I really miss not having the shotgun like Leon does. Gotta be something good in here. Oh, the thing, one of the things we're looking for. Excellent. And a knife. Yeah, well, that's really going to be helpful, isn't it? Oh Christ! Okay, yeah, I'm in trouble. Yeah, opened up. Go and nothing. So Now I'm in very, very, very trouble. What's he swiping at? Alright, That was it for the machine gun. Herb. Okay. Okay. Can't remember where that thing goes around here. Oh. Okay. Doesn't here, doesn't it? Yes. Good luck seeing that shot without HDR. Get the exact combination here. We'll just keep juggling things around until they stick. One curious omission from this game is Claire's bow gun. In the original game she had a bow gun, which is basically a crossbow. So iconically associated with Claire was it, that it was actually the weapon packaged with the action figure. But for the remake they chose to get rid of it, which is a real shame, I think. Could have had some fun with the bow gun. There are some strange decisions in the remake. I mean, I do appreciate that they haven't gone slavishly true to the original, possibly like the remake of the first game did, in that it maintained even things like the camera angles and stuff, which had to be done because the GameCube wasn't quite juicy enough to do something like this. But yeah, stuff like the low item count capacity for Chris and the door opening animations, just no, it was a bit too close to the first game, whereas this, I feel it throws the baby out with the bathwater a bit, especially toward the end. But it's a solid Resident Evil game. It's a classic Resident Evil game without bringing any of the tropes with it, which I think is actually a bit of admirable design. But I still would not call this the definitive Resident Evil 2 by a long shot. And almost all of that is the fact that the story is now exactly the same across both games. Hey, Julie!
That worked.
Eating in the kitchen where you got to get your noms. Yeah, the story in this game, because Resident Evil 2 has always had a really weird setup that you... At the beginning of the game, Leon and Claire fall out of different sides of a police car, and you can play as Leon first and then Claire, or Leon A, Claire B. Or when you play as Claire first, they come out of opposite sides of the police car, so you play as Claire A, where she goes through the same route Leon took, as opposed to the other route, like she would have done when you last played with her. And then Leon is Leon B, so he goes through Claire's route, which is a bizarre way of doing things. And the story's slightly different for each one, but you come across the same characters and all the same events, but it's in a slightly fractionally different way, in a way that's just pointless. I mean, just listen to the explanation I just gave you. If you didn't know Resident Evil 2 already, you have no idea what I'm talking about. This one at least says, no, there's one version of events, whichever one you play as first, you'll see the same cutscenes, but the cutscenes don't add up and make sense together, which is a really annoying thing about this game, that the story doesn't intersect anymore. Okay, so now we've got enough bits to get into Brian Iron's office, which is on the... Hey, Julie, you're hosting me. Oh, Christ almighty, this went south. You know what, screw it. I'm going back in my clock room is where I'm going. Just as two zombies appear up there, Big X appears. Just trying to remember which side of the building Brian Iron's office is on. It's the far side, isn't it? Yes. X gone give it to you, X gone leave. Now this is a rare instance where he can't see me, so he doesn't know I'm here. Oh wait, don't look. There we are. Yeah, check that room there. That's a cool place to be. That's where the cool zombies hang out. I am not doing too good health. I do love I can check my health status by checking the colour of the lights on the fuel sense, which is being blown up by the light, so you can't see it, but it's yellow. It's yellow. I think we killed everything in here. But yeah, in the original, like you come to a certain point in like Leon's story where you'd radio Claire, and then a bit later on she'd radio you, and then a bit later on you have like a choice of two items and you could pick one. But then when you played as Claire, at that point in the story, you'd get that radio call from Leon, and then you'd make the call to him later, so you'd see the other side of two stories, and they keep twisting around each other. So there's one bit where you need to get a cable car somewhere, and if you're the A character, you take the cable car, and if you're the B character, the cable car's gone because the A character took it, and you've got to bring it back, and just a sense that both stories are happening at the same time. Whereas in this bit, oh, I should have gone the way Mr. X went, shouldn't I? We can do this. He's also now over there. Yeah, that's right. In this game, one character dies twice, depending on who you're playing as. Like, Mr. X does this, lifts this chopper up when he makes his entrance, but then when you play as Leon, the chopper's down and he makes the same entrance. And it's like, no, man. It's like stuff that gets destroyed in one character's campaign is destroyed in the other because it got destroyed. But yeah, in this there's just no interconnectivity anymore, and it's such a big loss. I can't conceive of what made them take it out, because it's such a huge part of the game, and now it's just... It's kind of like back to Resident Evil 1, where whichever character you play as is canonical, and they just don't really interconnect at all. And it just isn't Resident Evil 2 anymore. Big shame. Brian Iron's office, also an area that Mr. X won't go, so fuck you, XE, we're in the safe zone. Do we need this? Don't think we need this just yet. What I will have is this. And this, because we've got that submachine gun, might as well use it. So, now we can put these electric bits... Oh, there's a sliding block puzzle as well, because that's what the game really needs. So, sometimes I get really confused doing this, and sometimes I do it accidentally, pretty much immediately. That's good. Now we need to hook both of those up to there, and we need to connect this also. Hurry up. It's another one of those ones, I'll either remember the answer straight away or spend 20 minutes on it. So, in that respect, we're having a lucky stream. And there's the final fuck you, which I really like. We're doing all this for this parking pass, which Claire could quite as easily pull through the bar somehow. And there's a whole pile of the bloody things right here. Anyway. Story time, folks. We're being watched from a camera, which when we get back into the game, we will see that camera isn't actually there.
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
So what is happening with Sherry? Loading mostly.
Where's that?
In the neighborhood. You'll find it.
Sherry all right?
For now.
I swear, you bastard, if you hurt her...
That was a very decisive hang-up there. Not just press the button, it's like...
Stupid kid. If you just hadn't dropped that fucking thing, I could let you go.
Now, all this is entirely new for the remake. We'll talk about it after the cutscene. But
it'll be all over.
This is an addition I feel is actually a good one.
There has to be a way out of here.
This is the orphanage, which is completely originally modelled. In fact, in the original, I don't think you ever left the RPD to see any more of Raccoon City. But in this one we do. We get out of the RPD to a nearby building. You played as both Sherry and Ada Wong, who's Leon's support character in the original, and they both kind of poked around the Little Pipes Works for a bit, which Ada still does in this one, and I'd say her original scene is much weaker than the original, but this is much, much better. It's a whole different thing. Kind of jars with Resident Evil 2 as a whole, as we'll see. It feels like it's out of a completely different horror game, like Outlast or something, but I think it's a fun change of pace. So we've been locked in this room by Brian Irons. And one of the walls is literally nothing but a piece of cardboard, which Sherry can't remove with her bare hands, even though there's only a few bits of tape on it. We've got a Resident Evil that shit, which means we're back to the adventure game logic of old. So this is a creepy ass doll, isn't it? This must be a reused asset from RE7. Yeah, this game was made on the Resident Evil 7 engine, and you'll find a lot of like objects and things from Resident Evil 7 are recycled here. In fact, I'm not sure if there's one here. There's this stuffed alligator with stuffing coming out. You'll see a good few of these in the orphanage, and you'll see this exact same object in Resident Evil 7 quite a few times as well. They do share them about. Got a giant cuddly dinosaur there. That's cool. Never paid much attention to that before. That's a cool toy. This is a cool place to be. That's a creepy ass leather teddy bear with stitches in its face like it tore it off somebody else's face. But the dinosaur's really nice. So now it's puzzle time again. Got to match. Nope, got to match the. It's so dark I can't see. So apologies that this particular section isn't going to be the most entertaining section of the game. Yeah, we've got to match all the symbols up, and there's symbols on the end of the box if you can't see. So, no. That's not the right piece. So let's try this one. Yet again, one of those puzzles that can take 3 weeks, or can be over painlessly. That could go here. There's a trophy for doing this in like 30 seconds, which I don't think is possible. Yeah, there we are. Not quite 30 seconds, but we got there. All that to hide a pair of scissors. So again, just to apply real-world logic to video games, because that's a good source of humour. Thank you, Julie. Yes, that was GG. Sherry also obviously can't use guns, but she can crouch and crouch walk like a little ducko, which looks like it's like a scared, vulnerable little girl thing, but is actually crazy hard on the leg muscles. So Sherry's got some Chun-Li legs going on down there. Yeah, keep scissors away from children. Don't give children scissors and then hide them in a box that you lock with a combination lock and then put in their room anyway. And then hide the key in their room with a toy, which is terrifying. Yeah, this is our girl Sherry. She's scared. She's been taken away by a fat, murderous man who in the original was almost confirmed or suspected to be a rapist. And he's hidden her in a room with this piece of cardboard keeping her in, and the scissors to escape locked in there. So, win for Brian Irons.
What is this?
I feel like I'm saying the words in the original every 5 seconds, but in the original, the catch to Sherry section was that as a kid you can't use guns, so you have to play a section of the game avoiding all the enemies. Not really stealth style, but just kind of evasion style, because you can't use guns. In this, there are no monsters or anything. You're in this original... I mean, the creepy children's area is kind of a played-out trope in horror games, but new to Resident Evil 2. And we're doing the Mr. X thing. Well, you'll see in a second. Not Mr. X, but... The children are allowed to draw on the floors indoors? Isn't that an outdoor kind of thing? I don't know. As we shall find out, for that and several other reasons, this is no ordinary orphanage. What's in this drawer? Is it a drawer of books? In sections like this, it starts to feel a bit more like The Last of Us. You can really see the impact of latter-day games on this version of Resident Evil 2. There were babies here. It's very creepy and atmospheric. I think after Resident Evil 2, I'm going to play Resident Evil 3 up until... Yeah, I figured it out, thanks game. Up until the point where it intersects with Resident Evil 2, then play Leon's game, and then I think we're going to go back and polish off Resident Evil 3, because it'll make quite a short stream, probably. Maybe also the Fourth Survivor minigame with Hunk in this, which is...
We're out of here.
Yep. Yeah, it must. To just give you a little heads up of what's to come, this doll is also in the RPD, and I think is also in Resident Evil 7, and I think it might be... There's the alligator again, and the dinosaur again. So, oh, and scary leather Ted. Great. Never mind, let's escape, but... Oh no, it's locked.
Darn it! I need the key.
You know Sherry's been brought up right because she says "darn it" instead of swearing. Also, I think Claire Redfield used all the swears for this game. Oh, what's this now? Diary of an orphan from this orphanage. 2 months, a lot to talk about. And all they've gotten back is nada. Zip. Then again, they're all like that when they get adopted, but he's living like a king in some fancy folks' home and forgotten all about us. Really thought Oliver was different and that he'd be my friend for life. Guess I'm just a fool. He's never seen the island, has he? Man sat at the little kids' table and told a story. She said all the kids that get adopted are turned into food for the boogeymen. That's why no one ever hears from them again. Don't know where she gets her ideas from, crazy bitch. We're going around here. Don't get me wrong, I've been in worse places, and the place is funded by some big drug company. Oh, well, I was going to flash my umbrella mug, but I've lost it. Why are there so many doctors around? What's with the shots every day? Forced vaccination? It's almost like we're... Never mind. Again, it's a classic case of we're writing in a manner in which we normal people would talk. It's almost like we're ... That's it for today's entry in my diary. February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm getting adopted. Me. Most people go for younger kids. I figured I'm too old, but I can't say I'm not a little happy. Who am I kidding? I'm totally psyched. I say goodbye to this place on the 20th. I'm going to try and be a good son. Oliver came back in the middle of the night all messed up, screaming help me and stuff. I didn't even recognise him at first. His face was peeling and melted off. He's with the teachers and doctors now. It's just a skin thing, they say. He'll get better. We can go on adventures together soon. That's fucking dark. I mean, these are tiny children getting their faces ripped off for umbrella. Science, spoiler alert. Anyway, just after shaking you all to your very cause, let's proceed on. Classical music.
Oh no, it's him.
Again, this is very modern as opposed to the classic Resident Evil 2, just in the lighting design and the sort of the cinematography of it all. But it really works for this sequence, I think. And when I said in the original, you first come across Brian Irons in his office acting just normal enough, but kind of unsettling over the body of a woman in white who's laid out like a gothic maiden on his desk. Oh, what's this all about? Blank's diary. If you're reaping this call police. Many bark boogeymen's here. Foreshadowing. I mean, this is kind of that Lisa Trevor thing again, isn't it? And some people could see it as played out, but it really does actually work on me. It's like, oh man. And here's the Resident Evil 2 remake of the Gothic Maiden, which I actually think this works quite well. So it's a little more Hammer horror in the original, but what would Brian Irons be doing with the body of a young woman and some embalming fluid, surrounded by all these stuffed animals? No, it's not what you think. But we know how much he's got a sexual fetish for taxidermy. Yeah, this game gets dark. This original chapter suddenly dials up the darkness by a significant margin, and I appreciate it.
Where you going, Sherry? I told you to stay put. You need to learn to listen.
Leave me alone. Just please.
Time to teach some manners. You little bitch!
And now he's going to go and hunt Batman with a coin.
You little shit!
That never happened to Brian Irons before. I wouldn't say he had a good time with it, but... So, this is as mod as it gets. It's basically a scripted chase sequence. She is a different kind of cute altogether in Resident Evil 6, yes. Some of those outfits I'm sure will not be added as DLC, although given that she's like 8, it's probably for the best. We'll come to Resident Evil 6 in due time.
Bitch, that's a dead end.
I'll give you a dead end. So this is a sudden jackknife into a whole different kind of horror, because we're now playing as literally a little girl being hunted by just a man, as opposed to the giant monsters of Mr. Bloody X, but it's actually very scary and effective. On the flip side, it's all motion captured and staged, basically. So Brian Irons makes exactly the same moves each and every time, so once you've played it the first time, yeah, you're basically done. And there's only one way through it, which I hope I remember. But when I first played this, I was genuinely scared for a while until I just got frustrated trying to predict his movements.
Show yourself! I know you're in here! The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be!
Thought he was going to go back. Yeah, just goes to show you don't need tentacles and teeth to be scary. This section works.
Oh God. Oh God.
Little bitch has gotta be here somewhere.
Speeding up.
Oh. God damn it!
Yeah, you got the acid face, buddy. Can you see me? Ah. I see you, I see you.
Son of a bitch.
No more. Please.
This is your last fucking chance! Show yourself! Now!
Yeah, Resident Evil 6. Actually, when me and Julie played Resident Evil 6's co-op on Switch a little bit, I think we only really did Leon and Helena. But you did encounter Resident Evil 6. You did encounter Sherry in Resident Evil 6, but it's fine. We'll get to Resident Evil 6 on this channel in due time. Oh look, a key. I pick it up. Oh boy.
Fuck is my key? I see you.
Yep. Haha. The key, the door's one weakness. She did fill out very nicely. This game also thankfully remembers to have the subplot later in the game where she encounters the G-Virus, which the original version with its two separate plots. Oh, he chained the door from outside in addition to locking it. One would question why he felt the need to do that, but... Also, when he was running after us, he was locking doors behind himself. You know what, I'm being pedantic at this point.
I'm coming, Sherry!
Where the hell did you get an axe? Don't ask questions. Do running.
Over here, bitch. Game is...
This goes much as it did in the original.
Now you're in trouble.
Let me go!
Yeah, the first game had the tyrant, the second game has two big deadly monsters for the final boss fights because we've got two characters. And that's our good friend Billy B. Meanwhile, before all that happened, 30 minutes earlier in fact.
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
What are you talking about?
Don't waste my fucking time! Bring me the pendant, or Sherry dies.
Pendant? What do you need it for?
Do you want the girl to die?
Fine. Where are you?
The orphanage.
The orphanage. Where is that?
In the neighborhood. You'll find it.
Is Sherry all right?
For now.
I swear, you bastard, if you hurt her...
Oh, that's the other end of that poop hang up. That's the kind of interconnectivity this game should have had between Leon and Claire, but don't get me started. So,
Just you wait, asshole.
I'm pretty sure Claire could like run a... Oh god, there's Mr. X, I can hear him again. Would run a cloth over her face at least. But it's very important to Brian Irons, to the point of taking a little girl hostage and taking her across town in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, that he gets that necklace. And yet the only way he lets Claire bring the necklace to him is by telling her that it's in the neighborhood, you'll find it. Really? She's just going to walk through zombie-infested neighborhoods over and over again until she happens to find the one place you are, when you could have just told her you were... Oh, he deserves everything he gets. But yes, that's incredibly poor planning on Brian Irons' part. Don't think we need that, but I don't want to get into another situation like before where we're limping around with no health. So let's keep it 8 spray. And Mr. X is stomping around out there. Soz, we're going the other way, so have fun, my big trench-coated buddy. This is another thing about Mr. X's redesign of this. They gave him a little hat. Why? He didn't have a hat in the original. He had a slightly different coat. He's a bit more I would say needlessly over elaborate in this version. What was the thinking behind giving him a little trilby hat? You've got this giant 8-foot-tall killing machine with what is presumably a giant armoured coat to give him even more resilience, and then someone like in Umbrella's gone, do you know what it needs though? Hat. Not to protect his head or anything, not a helmet or something that would make sense, just like a jaunty little trilby. You know, because otherwise he might not pass for human. Otherwise the 8-foot-tall grey Terminator might not pass for human. Put a little hat on him and people will think he's just a person. I don't know, what do you think, Mr. X? Oh shit, it's Mr. X! I really have very little to put you down with, Exy. Oh, okay. Don't confront Mr. X directly. In case you were wondering what happens if you shoot a load of bullets into his head, that was it, not much. Now, this isn't as easy to do in Claire's game as it is in Leon's because of the aforementioned Mr. X, who's now running exactly the same speed I am. But this area was actually also in Resident Evil 3 Remake, and that building, there's a building in Resident Evil 3 Remake which is on fire, which for some reason isn't in Resident Evil 2 Remake, so there's already a continuity error. And the iconic first location you ever come across in the A playthrough of Resident Evil 1 is Gunshot Kendo, which has now been moved to the middle of the game from the beginning. Okay, we're safe. Yeah, yeah, no shit. You also go this way in Resident Evil 3, but you'll see that when we get there. But the original Resident Evil 2 opens with, kind of like this one, you run through the streets from the burning building to the RPD, but a lot of the locations there are very iconic and remembered. But you never leave the RPD once you're there, so now they've added this outdoor section. A lot of these sections are actually references to, or just bits of the original. There's the orphanage window. Bits of the original they've repurposed into the rest of the game. So this walkway is where you go after the gun shop before you even see the RPD. Yeah. And a lot of these areas... Rounds of applause, everybody. It's the iconic Cerberus, or known as those bloody dogs from Resident Evil. And in Resident Evil 2, this dumpster, and there's a zombie down there, and this is all... They found a good way to do it without just, like, making the same game again. Shh. Work the booty, girl. You are working that booty. Even in death. They've got a very kind of flamboyant... Oh, they couldn't do that before. Oh, screw this. Bullets cost money. No, the dogs in this game are very fast, very hard to hit, but they don't take much damage. They are too fast to effectively run away from anymore, though. Balls. So again, not too resilient, but let them get a speed up and you'll have an issue. This parked van here is also an iconic roadblock from the opening few minutes of the first game. You seem to go down too easily. Back in the original, you could even get some handgun bullets from... Oh, Christ. Too much to hope for. And you ran through a... This is a reasonably sized basketball court. There was one that's like a quarter the size of this in the first game. Yes, handgun bullets. Yes, herbs. Down, boy. I kill a dog and make the down boy joke on this stream a lot. It just makes me realise how many bad boys... Oh! See what happens when they get a... Oh, Christ. I just realised how many games have you killing dogs. I'll have that back, thank you. Ugh. Less than 2 clips and... Oh, screw this, I've got places to go. They're dangerous, but they do have a flair for the overdramatic. Use the leg. What? Here's the orphanage. Yeah, I see you. Sorry, Fido. Better places to be.
That's gotta be the orphanage.
Really kinda has. I love it when characters in horror make sensible decisions.
Hang on, Sherry.
Now again, we're playing as Claire, as God intended, but this is all stuff which was completely new to the remake from the original, and this big wide open area really suggests it should have something in it, but there's nothing to be found here at all. Although, when you've got an orphanage designed to look after children, and out front are 3 gravestones, which presumably were built and commissioned and placed there like before the zombie apocalypse, you've got to start asking questions. Why would you have somewhere designed for childcare full of gravestones?
Hello?
Now we can get to places with Claire that Sherry couldn't. Yeah, irons have the thing you really want that you didn't give us any instructions on how to deliver you against all odds I actually have. Some would be forgiven for thinking you didn't want the pendant. Could you have said out back past the basketball court, you'll find it. I'm your enemy, so I don't want to help you, but you have the thing I want, and it's really counterintuitive not to, so, you know, come join me. Also, I'll have that herb, thank you. More terrifying mistreatment of children. Subject 628 escaped from the lab and broke into the facility. 628 was in the facility's candidate pool. Returned in hope of seeking, quote-unquote, help. Undergoing a clinical trial. Disposed of all test subject candidates as a precaution. So, yeah, taking orphaned minors and testing deadly viruses on them so they die a horrific death, alone and unloved, miles from anything they could ever have called home. That's dark. Anyway, we've got a first aid spray out of it, so, you know, all's well that ends well. Now, on with the plot. Just enjoying some of this lovely Gothic architecture. There is actually, I found this on Slippy Sides, there's a whole second, very slightly different version of this exact orphanage. Kind of, if you were to clip outside of the game and just float through space in like this direction, I think. But basically, there's like an unfinished early version that they left in the game's code. Fascinating stuff goes on in this game behind the scenes. Alright, time to save Sherry.
Your fault.
What?
Took too long.
Well, why would that be, Brian?
Get off me!
With such precise direct... Oh, Lord.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
I want you to know that this is all because I couldn't get here fast enough because of your directions. Where did what's his name go? Ah, screw it. Do you know what? He could have just said, you know what, it's in the neighbourhood, but don't go out the front, go out the back, otherwise you're going in the wrong direction. When you see a basketball court, you go in the right direction. Look for the stained glass window. You could do this in a sentence, Brian. You could do this in a sentence. And again, Resident Evil nerd, in the original it was actually far more horrific. It literally tears one of his arms off, and comes out from his shoulder and tears his body half in half. So not only did it look more horrific and justifiable because Brian Irons sucks, it looked a bit less like a rip-off of Aliens, which this now just looks like a direct rip-off of Aliens. And that salts my nards. Okay, Sherry, I've come to save... Oh. I've not come to save you, sorry. Some really stellar graphical design here. You know what that could be, crocodile skin?
Sherry! Where are you?
Claire!
Sherry? I'll be right there!
And all the writing in the orphanage makes us know that the game isn't scared to kill a kid, so to anybody who's not familiar with how to... Oh, wait, what? Oh, Christ, it's Axie.
Go, go, go!
Not exactly sprinting for your life, but go! Yeah, well, it usually is.
Keep going. Sherry, come on.
I wish we'd seen more of it, but William Birkin on Mr. X action is cool. Something the original felt like it was lacking. So it would seem Birkin killed them there, but he did the classic horror movie thing of just having the advantage and then, I guess, just fucking off someplace else.
Claire? Claire, you have to get up. He's going to get us.
Oh no, he's still out there.
Wake up! Wake up!
Screw this bitch, I'm out of here. She did ask.
Wake up. Open your eyes.
Oh god, Sherry, how long was I out?
Not infected. Sherry?
So I feel I owe Resident Evil 2 an apology. I was mocking it for being inconsistent with William Birkin, but Sherry runs away to draw Birkin
Sherry's
away
fine.
and save Claire. That actually scans. That makes sense. So,
Do you know Sherry?
sorry, Capcom.
Impressive display of strength.
I'll find something else.
What happened to her?
We have to assess the situation.
Who are you? I'm Claire.
I didn't foresee this.
Excuse me. Where is she? Hello?
What?
Where's
Oh,
she?
Annette. Tell me, what happened to William?
I don't know. Who's that?
The creature responsible for this.
What? Can you help me find Sherry?
Seems to be a
Everyone but Claire's already figured it out. Come on. Sherry
Where are
knows
you
this.
going?
Look, I don't have time to play 20 questions. Everything's under control.
You might see that weird focal
I
blur
need to
thing
find
where
Sherry.
half of
My
Claire's
daughter
face
is
is in
not your
focus and half
concern.
isn't. That's what I was talking about earlier. Annette's another character who's had a much sharper characterization here as kind of like a... She's not necessarily cartoonishly evil like she was in the original. But, well, yeah, I can't play 20 questions. You also can't count. Are you beginning to see why your science doesn't go so well? But yeah, she's in the original. She was a bit cartoonish, and they've kept her one line where she flamboyantly shouts, "You'll never get the G virus" at someone, which you kind of have to have, otherwise I'd be writing angry letters. Other than that, though, I think she works a lot better. It's a 3 Magnum bullets, which are actually quite useful. But we haven't got a Magnum yet, so that's going to go in the bin, in the bin, in the bin. No, I like those. I have 4 handgun bullets left. That's terrifying. G? What could that be? Oh, they just tell you it's a G virus. Okay, yeah. The new virus for Resident Evil 2 is the G virus. G, the new creature that will surpass humans. I'm never really sure what they're referring to with that, because the things that burst out of people's stomachs are... I mean, they're alright, but they're not better than humans, are they? They're just kind of slurpy sewer monster things. And William Birkin with his giant shoulder eye, is that what's supposed to surpass humans? Because again, he's alright, but I'd rather hang out with a human. Subject's intelligence will begin to drop immediately. What, lower than that of a human that it's meant to replace? I think Annette wrote this. Linguists can't speak, can't think, lose the capacity to reason, and lose their humanity. So if they're losing a lot of things, in what sense are they better? Highly adaptable to any environment, which it is. Okay, it's got better regeneration. We'll give it that. Humans like 5G1. Intense desire to reproduce. Humans have that too. It looks like Annette hasn't experienced it, despite the fact she has a daughter. It will instinctively search out humans with DNA that closest matches its own and implants an embryo, yada yada yada. I mean, it implants embryos into anything, as we've seen, like Brian Irons. The G-Virus is a little hoe. The only ones who might be a close match would be any biological children of the subject. Wait, biological children are the thing that Sherry just shouted "Daddy" at? Could there be a connection? How long have we been streaming for at this point? Oh, we're good. We've got plenty of time. I'm going to save here, because we're clearly in a new area. Now, the sewers. Unlike the RPD, which is the big iconic location from Resident Evil 2, which has been lovingly recrafted and sort of altered and changed in ways that make sense and I think work, the sewers are completely original. And this door's locked. Can't go after Annette and ask another 2 questions or 60 questions or whatever number she thinks they're asking. And the sewers in this game are much more elaborate and bigger, and the boss creature that was in the original is now just a commonly occurring enemy. I dig them. I think they work. I think there's a bit too much time spent in sewers in general in Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil 3, and I'll get to Resident Evil 3, I'm going to be roasting the shit out of that one, don't you worry. But that decided that one of the few things it actually added rather than take away was a sewer section. Another sewer section. And waiting through other people's shit is only fun for so long. There's the shit. A river of shit.
Now I'm gonna smell like shit. Literally.
Yes, you are, Claire. Yes, you are. Plus, actual sewage stinks like you wouldn't believe, to the point where it would probably be hard to walk through at all. And that sticks around for ages. So when you're looking at, like, attractive kick-ass action heroes from Resident Evil, most games have you going through a sewer at some point, so they smell terrible. You might think Claire's hot, but, you know, she's going to stink like shit until way after the game ends. I think this stuff here is the mold from Resident Evil 7. They've just kind of recoloured brown. Because, again, they've reused a lot of assets here. And if you don't know Resident Evil 7, that makes no sense. But, yeah, I mean, why is the shit sticking to walls in big chunks? I'm not sure that the biology of Resident Evil 2 is entirely accurate to real life. Somebody tweet Capcom. Now this is some iconic Resident Evil 2 stuff, which has been repurposed in a way that makes a bit of sense.
Cable car. Here?
And we'll be seeing that later. Oh boy, okay. I can't see a bloody thing because there's no HDR. What's this? We interrupt this zombie holocaust with an email. There are alarms going off all over Nest. I don't know what to do, and I can hear gunfire. And the situation's dire. Nest has been contaminated with the virus. Well, you know, yeah. Everybody's dead. I can't stop coughing. It was you all up. Yeah, in case the bit where they like made kids' faces melt off wasn't enough to really give it away, Umbrella can be dicks. Almost a superhero landing.
What is this?
Some really bad aliasing on that window is what it is.
That's what you always say.
Sherry?
Why didn't you stay in the house? It was safe there.
Hey, Sherry!
I was scared. Those things were everywhere, and...
You should have called the police. That's what we told
Why is there a camera with a two-way microphone watching the poo?
Answer your phone, so...
Sherry, I don't
What
have
were they
time
expecting the
for
poo
this.
to say? Yeah, your daughter's alone, wounded, and in a sewer full of monsters and poo
Sherry, I'm coming!
with a two-way microphone, and you don't have time for this.
Come on, Sherry.
And that sucks. Sherry might be better off in the orphanage. Yes, yes, handies, we need handies. So we've got to save Sherry from the poo room. Well, clearly we can't open this. It's opened by these locks, for which we need the chess pieces, as in the original game. Lost the thing that tells you how to unlock the door. One plug in each terminal. And there's a very good riddle in this game about this, which is useless for now because we need to find more plugs. So we are off through the literal shit to find the plugs. I think I've got... I'm going to think ahead and take this STARS badge, because I know I always end up needing it at one point and having to run back for it. So, and this is kind of the second big location of the game. Just as the original game was carved into like the mansion, the residence, the tunnels, and a return to the mansion. Resident Evil 2, in fact, the original, but also the remake, literally follows the structure of the first Resident Evil to the letter. You've got a big location that you start to learn the game in, and you have all the keys to find, and that's the main location of the game, which is the mansion and the RPD. A second smaller location that's exactly the same thing again, but on a smaller, tighter scale with more monsters in it, which was the sewers, but they've now been expanded. Then you find the one key you were missing from the original and return to the mansion or RPD. Then something else, then lab, then end. It really was a very tight formula. This one, even 20 odd years later, this game kind of maintains. Oh, another safe. The combination is written on the side of the safe in chalk. Okay, so when we find a safe, remember to look at the side of the safe, and that's your answer. I'm going to regret carrying a herb, but if I find another herb. More poo for you, if you like poo. Oh, I see a safe. And a corpse and a blue herb. Oh, yep, 2, 12, 8. 2, 12, 8. Better be good. Ah yes, now we can put that on our starting handgun. You stay down, boy. Which will turn it, we'll give it an alternate fire mode, which is Claire's Magnum. Which is a good thing to have, because the Magnum is... I think Claire's version of the Magnum, the adapted handgun version, is somewhat weaker than the Leon's full-blown Magnum, but it's still... There's nothing else we can do with those Magnum bullets, other than, I guess, eat them. We'll put it all together later. No, I'll keep that and make a herb out of it. In fact, I'm going to risk dumping that. And this knife, which is clearly about to break. You do not want to be running around here with your pockets empty. But yeah, back in the 90s it was weirdly common for games to have sewer levels. Sewer levels and or warehouse levels. And Resident Evil 2 was no exception. You can't have a city without knowing where the poo goes. Oh, dude, I don't have the bullets for this. Oh, Christ, I see you lurking there. No, I can't waste a hand grenade on you assholes. I reckon... Sometimes it takes less shots to take the legs off. Because then they have severely reduced mobility. They can still bite you and hurt you. But one thing this game nails beautifully is location-based damage. Look, these are the legs I shot off, with the juice from the legs I shot off. And it stays there forever. Like I said before, anything you kill in the game, oh, lovely, stays there forever. Of course, in the original game, they had the fixed camera angle, so you could just aim at things and chip off health points, the oldie video game style. But the dismemberment in this, and the amount of different ways you can blow zombies to bits, is just really, really fantastic. And then when Resident Evil 3 came along, with far less content, they could really use the space they freed up to go to town. Oh, no way, they cut most of that as well. I've been ragging on Resident Evil 3 since I did Resident Evil 0, and it will be quite cathartic just to get it out of the way and done. Do you have anything? No. I'm not going to say it's even my least favourite Resident Evil game, but there's games in this series I love, and there's games in this series I don't. And I'm going to be talking to you about all of them. If anybody's watching and has a favourite Resident Evil game, chime in. Which is your favourite? Which is your least favourite? Which one can we all club together and kick for fun? If anybody's even still watching, I haven't checked the viewers in a long time. There's a few people out there. Now this is pure hell. This was not in the original, and this is the modern version of that place I don't want to go to. Yes, that is pulsing. Somewhat. Yeah. Normally I leave that till last. But we could go through now. Can I don't have the armaments for this. I feel like I should have a grenade launcher by now. There's a grenade launcher in this game, and have I forgotten the grenade launcher? Fuck it. I saved. Let's live vicariously.
Okay. This place is creepy.
I'll come back for that. And that's special.
Jesus. They're everywhere.
Okay. In terms of the horror side of Resident Evil, this is pretty damn good. Now, this character was a boss in the original. In this game, there's just fucking tons of them all over the damn game. If I'm very clever, I can get past them, but it's not easy to do. No, just in case. Okay, just in case it grabs me, I don't want to waste a hand grenade. Okay, fine. Yeah, there's another one, there's another one. Hey Aaron, you came at just the right time. Oh Christ, oh Christ. Where am I? I'm discombobulated now, it's too dark and sewagey. Oh, he's got a friend, he's got a friend. Something hit me from behind, but I'm not stopping to ask any questions. Okay. He is by... No thanks. He is by no stretch of the imagination dead, and yes, we do have to go back that way, but that could have gone a lot worse. I didn't actually take a hit. I mean, I got like wings in the back, but I think that was just like a shove rather than a hit. But we made it through, we made it through. Oh, I'm doing great, Aaron. I'm wading through shit, being whacked in the back by death monsters. It's a real party over here on You Know the Name. How are you this fine, sunny, poo-filled day? Okay. There's always that one area in a good Resident Evil game that no matter how many times you've played it, you just dread going back to. The Queen plug. In the first game, these were just keys. There's all kinds of puzzles surrounding them in this game, which they made the new sewer section really good. Again, I'm only so happy playing in a sewer because sewers suck. You're just chilling. Nice. Well, there'll be no more chilling now because it's all tension and fear and misery and poo at the moment. It's not always poo, but the tension and fear and the violence. King plug. We don't have that. Oh boy. We got zombs. Which after what we've been through is a bloody holiday. Okay, I mean, you've got both legs. I'm not sure what you're being so lazy about, Mr. Z. Hang on, no. Again, if I pull it out from one side, it's not going to work from the other. Okay. Ah, now this is a weapon with which you can fry things, and this gun, very hard and unwieldy to use, but it is your friend for life. And will very much help us in getting out. I can't believe I came in here with only a pistol. Who hasn't had much sleep in this time, please? Sorry, I must have missed something there. Wait, where am I? Oh, yeah. That zombie is not turning around, is he? Oh, wait, I get it. We can pull this out. Oh, right, I was thinking, were you talking? Oh, he's got up. No, he has woken up now. Let's say goodnight. Can I? Yes. Jesus. I've got 7 bullets left, Z. 3, 2. That's probably not going to be enough, is it? Okay, so now I can retrieve that. Yep. Nope. Oh wait, can I? Yes. That doesn't have to be open because... Oh wait, this does have to be open. Right, so back to the drawing board. Put the king back in. And where did I put the queen? If I can take the king out... Let's go in here? No. Yes, okay, so now we can close this door. And this one. And we've got both keys and all the doors are locked. What a privilege it must be to see my intellect at work. There we are. Okay, that one's open. Which means if we put the king in here... Yep. Take the queen out, and the king is now on the right side. Alright, we win 2 keys and 1 spark shot. That's a damn good day. 7 spark shot rounds, and I intend to use them on those bloody things out there. But there are goodies hidden in there, but I'm not sure I need them enough to make it really a viable option. Okay, yep. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Oof. When so much electricity your eyes explode. I'm gonna run this way now. This thing's really good, but I've got 6 shots and I'm not wasting them on these chumps. And I'll grab this herb as well. Oh! Oh god! Oh. I mean, it's my own fault being so bloody stingy with the ammo, but I want the bloody stuff. Oh yeah, you can't climb. Claire time. We did it. That was possibly the hardest part of the sewer, but the rest is... Well, there's more of those things, but there's also zombies. No, we can't go this way because that thing's trashed. We've got the spark shot, which... Again, in any other playthrough, I would leave this section till last because it gives me the heebie-jeebies. But I like to go out of the way sometimes just to see what happens, and this might actually make things easier because of our new friend Yellow Sparky.
Not good.
It's not bad. Come on, Claire, give yourself some. Oh, that's a waste of perfectly good hand grenade. I mean, you're not well positioned for me at all, Mr. Zombo, so yeah, there you go, turn around, and I will just... Back in the poo, back in the poo. No, no, no! Run, 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 keep running. There we go. Could do with the chest soon, but I'm not running all the way back to the bloody item box for that. Especially not through that thing. And yeah, the original sewers were really just one room. Or two rooms, really. One was full of zombies and waist deep in poo, and the other one had the giant spiders in. And the giant spiders and the crows, both iconic Resident Evil monsters, have, for reasons that have never been officially revealed, been completely removed from the remake. Now the crows I can understand, because now you've got this like free aim mode to base the shooting on. It would be basically impossible to shoot crows with that, unless you very carefully balance them. The spiders? I don't know why they take the spiders out. I really can't figure that one out, because hiding places. All a new side pack. You are going to give me trouble, aren't you? Found a key. Did I find a key? Yes, a key. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ammo. Not ammo. Do you know what? No, I'm going to combine that and make acid rounds for a grenade launcher I don't have. Oh, that was a cheap shot. Well, I suppose that frees up some of our herbs. The ones on the floor I legitimately can't see because it's so damn dark. Oh, I should have held on to that gunpowder, shouldn't I? Okay, well, you know what? Screw it. We'll take it. We don't need this anymore. Okay. Oh. S, Z, and F are circled. I'm guessing S, Z, and F are just the combinations that we went past briefly earlier. Classic rule of video games, if there's yellow on something, it's something you're supposed to... Oh yeah, haha, oh you suck so bad. I mean, I suck so bad for letting it happen in the first place, but... Yeah, that's embarrassing for you, Mr. Zombie. And now I shall snub you socially. Yes, my real weapon is social ignorance. So I showed him. Snubbed his ass. Okay, we've got 9 magnum bullets. That's some serious bloody firepower. I have a feeling we're going to fight some boss character that's just going to absorb them all without realising, but you know, it's still good to have. Yeah, it has got zombies, tyrants, and a whole variety of mutants, but the spiders are too unrealistic. Yeah, I can't figure that one out, because spiders are bloody terrifying. We've only seen these versions from up in the sky, from fixed camera. Oh, why they will put this down here, I don't know, but this is where we use the stars badge. That's the thing I always have to go back for and forget. I remember some of it. And yes, the suppressor for the machine gun, which means we can fire it without waking up Mr. X, who is now dead. So, okay, it's not the most useful thing we could have had. Yes, those spiders rearing up their legs and sort of coming at you with their fangs out in this camera angle, like it's coming at you rather than coming at a character on screen from in the corner of a screen. That sounds terrifying. I don't know why. Also the ivies from the laboratory, the kind of in the original, the kind of 1950s B-movie style kind of monster plants have been completely reworked. But that, in a way, I think is actually really cool. Right, what do we need? We don't need magnum bullets yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I need to check this place again for a grenade launcher because I feel I should have one and I don't. These we can put away because we don't need them just yet. That we can put away. We don't need all these herbs. I think we're good. Yep, we can use this. Now, it is actually possible to skip this entire section where we've reopened the door to... Oh, there's Marvin again. To the police station, as you can tell. It's possible to skip this if you're speedrunning and just blast straight on ahead. How are you feeling, Marvin?
Oh God, no. Marvin.
Now, being a named character, Marvin actually does a lot more damage as a zombie and takes a hell of a lot of damage to kill, if I recall. So, we did have this hiding places thing, which is film. So if we take this to the film development lab, I remember you getting in the way. See, again, we're coming back to the police station after being away, and everything we killed is right where we killed it, and I love that. I still remember the corpses in GoldenEye just fading away into nothingness, and it's like, ah, oh, dreaming of the day when the console would be powerful, and let's see. Oh god, the liquors are still out. Are they back? There were two. I remember there were two. In fact, if you want to give me any shit, I've got a few thousand volts of your name on it, mate. Okay. The liquors are getting a bit tired. So we know how to develop film in real life. You just take it, dunk it in the sink. There we go. Hiding places. The bottom one is in the press room because we saw the microphone. Pretty sure the top one is Wesker's desk in the Star's office. Yes, it is, because I remember something that's in Wesker's desk that's a very iconic reference to the original. Again, anyone who's not as familiar with the original as me, most of this is going to go right over your heads. And what's skittering? I can hear skittering. Still liquors from downstairs. Can't be Mr. X because he got gutted. Another minor point of contention in this game, and where the narrative doesn't necessarily hang out, is that in the original, Mr. X only appeared in one character's campaign because he was chasing after Sherry's necklace with the G-virus in it, and in Claire B, Sherry had it, and in Leon B, they rejigged it so that she drops it at one point and Ada picks it up, so either way X is chasing your character. In this one, even though Mr. X dies in Claire's story, he still keeps popping up in Leon, so maybe there's two Mr. X's at play. You stay nice. When they suddenly go and turn around like they've heard you, the temptation to run is so hard, but you've got to resist it because that's when rookie players make mistakes. Yes, Wesker's office. A wooden box. But, as you can see in his drawer, even though there's not a thing on it, there's a roll of film. A roll of film in Wesker's desk. And if we click on it, Rising Rookie. A secret roll of film. Now, this was a secret that's carried over from the original, whereas in the original, if you checked Wesker's desk and it said there was nothing on it, but if you checked it 50 times in a row, it would then give you the film. High capacity mag for... Okay, now we can double the clip size of the submachine gun. Yeah, in this one, because you can't check things anymore, which I think is a loss, but I get why they did it. There's a different way of finding Wesker's hidden pictures. You're going to be a problem, aren't you? No. Maybe not. It's got a weird little penis tail. I've noticed that before. Oh god, okay, well, didn't mean to insult your weird little penis tail. Christ, I'm out of here. Oh, he's crying now. He's crying now. I shamed his little penis tail. What a gross design. Stop running. Stop running. There's lickers. Oh yeah, no. Before we get to the lickers, though. What was on Wesker's secret film in both versions of the game was so important in the original it was deemed worthy of carrying over to this one? It's Rebecca Chambers from Resident Evil Zero, the idiot who hung out with the guy with the 80s mullet. For some reason, Wesker has a picture of her stretching in gym shorts and a crop top in his desk. It is never explained why. Wesker is never shown at any point to have any interest in sex or even humans beyond killing them. But this is in both versions of the game. And as we find out later, he had a son. Some crazy how, in a particularly bad piece of writing. But interestingly, Rebecca's face there is actually modelled off her look in Resident Evil Zero, which, given that every other character at this point had their face remodelled a few times and Rebecca hadn't, it's an interesting throwback. Also, interestingly, this version is actually more provocative than it was in the original. So, any claims of desexualization in this particular game, not so with this Easter egg. So, and this outfit is an unlockable extra in Resident Evil Zero that you actually have to pay extra money for. So fuck Capcom for that. But you can play as Rebecca in Resident Evil Zero in this, in its own way, iconic green gym outfit. So, a little bit of Resident Evil history for you. It's also the last time Rebecca actually canonically appears in a Resident Evil thing, because despite the fact that she canonically survives the first one, she is mysteriously never mentioned again in any form of Resident Evil media at all. We find out in extreme detail what Chris, Jill and Barry did after Resident Evil 1, and they come back multiple times, but Rebecca isn't even mentioned. Until there's a CGI... There is 3 CGI movies which are apparently in canon with the games, but not really. And one of those features Rebecca, who does the Resident Evil thing of being 40 years old canonically at that point, but still looks like the exact same 18-year-old character model from the previous games. Rebecca's not my favourite character. Anywho, enough. Oh, Marvin. Should mercy kill Marvin, I suppose. I sincerely doubt that did it. And yes, the skin does realistically come off his face and reveal bone underneath as you shoot him. Yep, thought so. He saved our life, right there by the squishy door. We should at least mercy kill him.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry. That was a lot of ammo. And another bit of utterly failing to cross over. I think he's back alive in Leon's game and you have to kill him again. The press room, if I recall. Oh right, way back at the beginning I kited these guys in here, didn't I, to get away. Okay, let's use that silencer. You've got to shoot them in the head, says all the zombie media ever. To which I say, really? Because... There you go. You got down very lackadaisically, like you just go, oh, I can't be bothered anymore, I'll go for a sleep. 7 more spark gun shots. Spark shot. Things for the yellow thing that's the thing. They're implying Wesker had a thing for Rebecca, which is very out of character for Wesker. Very, very out of character. But I mean, accepting he had a son and subsequently a relationship with a woman at all is a huge leap. There's supposed to be a grenade launcher here somewhere. I need a grenade launcher. Oh, there's shit in the East Office. Could do with shit. Let me just scan the map a bit. Over there. Lounge, shower room. Oh, there is a safe in the waiting room, isn't there? I can't remember where the grenade launcher is, which sounds absolutely preposterous, but it's true, and I feel I should have it. Haha, that's what the planks are for. Thank God. It's better, we'll have that. So this could be a hilarious case of, is it possible to finish Resident Evil 2 Remake without the grenade launcher because JD can't remember where it's hidden? I mean, we've got plenty of pistol ammo. I mean, I went down into the sewers early just to see what the hell would happen, and maybe it was time to do that again. There's a herb out there. Just check the files to make sure. Yeah, there's the picture again. To make sure I haven't missed anything. We've got that one. Any... Oh, I think I remember where something important might be. Remember when the liquor smashed through in the interrogation room, which was this way in the original, but in the remake you have to go around? Yes, you do. Yeah, where the liquor smashed through, we can, avoiding the liquor or killing it. Actually, we've got plenty of needles. We can probably kill it. We can jump over where it smashed through, and I think there's stuff in the other side of the room there. Do we have a key? We don't have a key. Because one character can unlock it, but there's one of the station keys that one character never gets. I think Claire doesn't get one of the keys Leon gets. Oh, remember that grenade issue earlier? Oh god, this guy's still quivering. Well, man, that grenade messed these guys up. But again, isn't it just wonderful that they're all still there? I mean, how fantastic is this? How often does the game remember your every kill? You are kind of getting the extended look at Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm not speed running for the sake of Twitch. I'm getting all the stuff I want, so this is an authentic experience. I have platinumed this game. I just can't remember precisely. It was a while ago now, so I can't remember all the ins and outs. I mean, okay, you know what? This is a wide area. Come on, you know the drill. Yep, reachy, brains, etc. Oh, the bit I'm about to run through was absolutely crawling with the bastards, wasn't it? Oh, I could have gone. Yeah, I just remembered that there would have been an easier way to go. If we ever do find that grenade launcher, those things will come in handy. Alright, so back to the plot. I was very tempted for this run to switch Claire to... What in the name of God are you doing here?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I agree with you, Claire. What the fuck? That's kind of slapstick, but... Just in case it was funny, look at the bullet impact cracking through the skull into the brain matter that's been lovingly rendered. Yeah, hi. Yeah, I think it's this one here, which is the club key, which is something only Leon gets. So there's liquor in here, because it smashed through the window, as we remember. And this is a spark shot. Wait, what? Oh, okay, that kind of shorted weird and used... Not sure what happened there. It started auto-firing rather than... What's this? Oh, nothing. And yes, his body is now not just dead, but beautifully charred by electricity. Some sick artist somewhere lovingly rendered that, and oh, that's just embarrassing, Mr. Policeman. Yeah, I'd better. That's what I thought it must be. Confiscation report. Suspicious man found. A note was confiscated. Six to 11. Let's see where it's gone. RPD second floor waiting room. Okay. So 6 to 11. I just want to get as many bits of extra stuff as I can before we push on. Because you don't want to see me die, you want to see me survive victoriously. And oh god, he's back up again. This weapon is very handy if you can get it when Mr. X is active, because that way you can kill things without him hearing you. No, 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 no. Oh, what was it again? 6, 10, 11? No. We'll have you. Right. The thing with all these remakes, and 0 was the first original game, and then we went to 3 remakes, is that they're all not Resident Evil 3 for reasons I'll mercilessly rip into when we get to that game, but they're all kind of designed as these areas of puzzles that you go around over and over again. And the remakes are all designed specifically to fuck with the heads of anybody who's familiar with the originals. So, like, I could have gone... In the original, I could have gone, like, just directly to some of these places, but in the remake, they've been just slightly moved, and it just gives me a nosebleed. 6 to 11. 6 to 11. Okay. High-capacity handgun magazine, that's a good thing to have. Now we can comically overstuff our handgun with bullets we don't actually have. Still no sign of a grenade launcher, but I think we might just have to admit defeat on that one. And get back to where we belong, the sewers. But we found some good things. We found some creepy photos of an 18-year-old, which I say creepy, I'm going to keep it. Found some spark shot ammo and some extra bits for our guns. That's where that thing I said earlier, that every gun now has a million different upgrades, really becomes cool, because you can reward the player with that kind of stuff and it's good. This, I'll put that aside for a rainy day. And that, and that, and that, and I still have no grenade launcher, so that's not too much use. Anyway, I believe we were scampering around in the sewers, desperately avoiding zombies in the dark. I mean, it must have been because it was a Tuesday. Yes. Yeah, the HDR in this game is never great, but turning it off entirely, which, again, for some reason, you have to turn off HDR to be able to stream this with my face in it. HDR and my face in this one game cannot coexist. But the normal HDR for this game is actually really white and blown out, so you can see quite clearly in the dark world. It's kind of this white haze over it, and it's not very nice at all. And it still hasn't been fixed. I remember you. Outside's calling with your little friends, isn't it? Here you go. Yeah, that's it.
No.
Down. Okay, one there. This I need. Oh god, he's out. He's out. Alright. Well, these fellas aren't dressed the same as everyone else. Did something violent and plot relevant happen to them? Better grab this convenient 1990s video cassette and find out. So that's another one of the 4 keys we need. I can't remember where the other one is. There is another one. Oh, blimey. There you go. Yeah, fry it, fry it, fry it. Wait, it's still up? Oh god. I don't know why, but for some reason the Spark Shot keeps firing extra needles, and those things are rare, so I'm not too pleased about that. Alright, now things down. More Magnum bullets, always. Probably getting a bit trigger happy and wasting bullets now, but... This where we came in? Yes. No? Or it's somewhere we don't want to be? I genuinely can't remember where the last plug is. I mean, I'll probably just fall over it somewhere, but... Okay, so we're done with the T-bar, which means we can't be too far away from anywhere we need to be. Oh, we're back here again. Definitely not going back down into that water. Oh, they have some angry, angry eyeball monsters down there. If anyone in the comments can actually remember where the grenade launcher is in this game, help me out, because I'm just drawing a blank here. Oh god, see, they keep coming at you, and if you shoot the legs off, they hobble, and if you shoot the arms off, they... I think you can shoot all the limbs off, and they just kind of belly flop. They're... At what point do you quit? The zombies in this game are just brilliant. Right. Monitor room, mostly the stuff in there. Where is that other thing? Control room? Nope. Not going back down there. I know it's not down there. Screw it. Let's head back to the main room, ram all our plugs up, and go from there. Now, there is a bit of a riddle involved in putting them in the right place. Where are they all? Oh, I've picked up the grenade launcher. Christ. Yeah, we'll load that with something. Not sure what it is about old school Resident Evil that the rule is only boys get shotguns, only girls get grenade launchers. Until the third one when Jill has everything because she's the only character. Not sure who made that decision. Not got anything against it, just curious. Another one? No. Alright, so. Thought it was odd of me to have forgotten the grenade launcher. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, we've got enough. We've got all of them. It was the original where there was 4, and this one is 3. They all go in these things at night plug, and they're all based off different chest pieces, and just for expediency's sake, I'm going to give them all names. And make things slightly easier. So, pretty sure the Rook and the Knight are on the same wall, and the Bishop and the Queen aren't next to each other. The Queen and the Rook are opposite each other. Rook and the Knight are on the same wall, and the Bishop and the Queen aren't next to each other. So this is the Knight. Do we have the Knight? No. Oh, we are missing one, aren't we? No, we've got 3, and there's 3. Okay, yeah. Is one of these the Knight? No. That's a Knight, isn't it? Hang on. The Rook and the Knight are on the same wall, and the Bishop and the Queen aren't next to each other. The Queen and the Rook were opposite each other. Rook and the Knight are on the same wall. So this is the Knight, but it's in here, so... Put the Knight where it's meant to be? The Rook and the Knight are on the same wall. So one of these has got to be the Rook, which we have. The Queen and the Rook were opposite each other. So this is a pawn which has a pawn. Meaning that the Rook, if the Rook was here, the Queen would have to be here to be opposite. Well, Bishop and the Queen aren't next to each other. Queen and the rook were opposite each other. So if the queen is here, is this the bishop? I think that's the bishop, isn't it? Yes. Right, we'll put the bishop back in there. Meaning that the queen would have to be in the pawns plug, surely. Rook and the knight are on the same wall. I'm a little thrown off by the fact that the knight isn't where it's supposed to be. It doesn't say it's in the wrong place. The bishop and the queen aren't next to each other too, which means that the queen would have to be where the pawn is. But it says pawn. Although this doesn't say bishop. Hang on. Rook and the knight are on the same wall. Bishop, the rook and the knight. Queen and the rook are opposite each other, so if we put the rook in there, the queen is opposite, which it already is. The bishop and the queen aren't next to each other, so that's the queen. Then that means the bishop has to be in here, and the king... Cross your fingers! Yes! I honestly did not expect that to work. It must be a real privilege of you to see the gears of my mind slowly ticking away. Before we save Sherry though, I mean she's still in the poo room. Yeah, she's having a great time down there, having a little kip. Let's watch this video cassette we found. What were these strange men in the sewers doing?
Stop. No. Power here, you freak! No hurt him.
Glad I watched that.
That's grim. Now, in the original, take a drink every time I say that, that was actually a huge, really well-produced cutscene that kind of showed off how far the graphics tech had come and was a big showpiece. The decision to change all those to simple video files in this, like literal video cassettes, is an interesting one. I can't say I don't prefer the original, but they did keep the fact that the rats are in there, and it's never really mentioned in this version of the game, but the rats are responsible for the fact that the T-virus leaked out and contaminated the city, which is why that's there. I don't think the spark shot's going to be much use where we're going, but these might be. Oh, now is the time, actually, I think, to get our Magnum on. So we need... where are the gun bits? I couldn't be bothered to... There we are. Right, so let's also get our Magnum bullets out, and we should be equipped. Though we should probably bring some defensive items as well. Yes, but in the original, the cutscene actually had William Burke in his like iconic eyeball form, and obviously in the game, put some Magnum bullets in there. He isn't in that when you first get in, and he grows the eyeball in the first boss fight, which I call the continuity error. But it seems in here, I think he's in eyeball 1 phase, which he isn't necessarily in when we first meet him. I have to rewatch this version of the game, which lends credence to the fact that William Birkin not only changes forms, he can actually change back and forth between forms in response to having the shit shocked out of him. And I actually spent some significant time, well, not so much significant time, exchanging emails with the writer of the Resident Evil Plus analysis over this back in the day. So if you doubt my Resident Evil credentials, I'm that much of a nerd. This was back in the GameFAQs days. And yes, Sherry's locked in a poo room with no power, which in many ways makes her safer, but this is a puzzle carried directly over from the first game. I'm using the incredibly scientific method of flicking random switches until something happens. There we are. Smack, 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 smack. Alright, now just to get Sherry out of there by safely walking to this door and... Oh, God!
Shit!
This is repurposed from a scene on the moving cable car in the first game, which is now just in a room. And I don't feel it's quite as... Ah, you son of a... Quite as effective. Where? Oh boy. I'm just going to make a run for this. Thanks.
Should have known you would have died.
One thing I will say about this game is that William Birkin looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can feel his ooziness. Okay, he's done. Yep, fine, just, yep. I don't really need a knife. Oh god, he's up again. Just pick him up. Oh boy. Oh. We knew it was coming. It was a bit premature to use that, but... I want you nice and stunned. And over here, where I can really give it to you. Sit tight, baby.
I got a surprise for you.
Any day now. Okay, you got more in you, have you? But I've only got so many bullets, Billy, so... Oh god. Down you go. Right in the big eyeball.
Alright, time for an encore.
If this doesn't do it, we're going to need to have serious talks. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh, he dodged it. Okay, damn. Yeah, you can press the button now, oh, for fuck's sake. Man, that thing's slow. Oh. Okay, this has gone quite badly. Gone very badly. Wow, I got knocked down to danger even with the extra... Okay. You know, since I'm having such trouble seeing the bastard. Yeah, you lie there and think about what you did while this thing very, 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 very slowly comes around. That'll make you easier to see. looking at you two. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
Oh, how unpleasantness. Oh, this looks safe. Where were we? How much bloody ammo did we go through? Ooh, a lot. Okay. Mummy's not here, is she though? She's someplace else with better things to do.
Sherry? Claire? Sherry, are you alright?
What are you doing?
I'm here to help.
Sherry's been implanted. She can't be saved.
She's right there. I mean, Christ, you can give her a pep talk.
Get in here!
You don't understand. William is still out there, and if I don't stop him...
This conversation is over! Wait!
Man, Annette really sucks in this game,
I
doesn't
can
she?
treat her. In my lab. It's not far away.
You just thought of that.
Mommy?
You don't want Mummy, sweetie. Mummy's a cunt.
There's not enough time. Millions of lives are at stake. Sherry, Mommy loves you, sweetie.
Does she though?
Goodbye.
She loves you, but not enough to like come downstairs and save your life or anything.
Sherry, don't worry. I will get you whatever you need, okay?
Oh, why are you doing this?
Because I care.
Thank you, Claire.
What could be a nice, slow, tender walk back to the tram car, they've given Claire this hilarious little jog, which looks just ridiculous.
That cable car.
Boingy, 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 boingy. Yeah, I'm not really sure of Annette's whole deal, because she said something about saving millions of lives.
You're gonna be fine.
What, from the G-Virus she made? And she cares about lives now, and she was like implicit in all those experiments on children and stuff, and was about to let her own daughter die, even though she suddenly realised she had to kill. Annette doesn't really track, but she's very... I mean, she's crazy,
Good.
but
Cable car.
she works, ultimately, I think, by Resident Evil standards anyway. Just check, do a quick time check. Oh wow, we're at 2:20, okay. I was aiming for 2 hours. What we'll do is we'll get to the next typewriter, and then we'll come back and polish the game off next time. We don't have 2 hours left, I don't think, but we've got more than I can happily polish off in a single sitting tonight.
You're gonna be just fine. Okay, better check everything. There's no turning back.
No. We'll get to the other end and find a typewriter. I'm sure there'll be one. Cable car feels a bit perfunctory in this version.
Do not exit until the final destination.
There's a lot of backing and forthing between Leon and Claire in the cable car in the previous one, and this one's kind of like... In fact, this is about where in the original William Birkin would start clawing through the ceiling like you just saw, but they've relocated it. Okay, we've got a costume change, so we know the ending's coming up, even though it's like an hour and a half away.
Your jacket's so warm.
Plus, it smells like shit.
My brother gave it to me. You know it's supposed to be lucky?
Really? There's a reason he left his behind.
Are you kidding me? You were doing just fine without me, so I came along and got you all sorts of trouble. something of yours.
I don't want it.
Really? Why not? It's so pretty.
It's from my mom. For my birthday last year.
Given what we later find out about this, the fact that she got it for her birthday just makes Annette seem like an even bigger cunt.
I know it seems like your mom doesn't care, but... Hey, Sherry, come here.
So I'm guessing William Birkin like forced a tentacle down her throat to impregnate her. I could do without seeing that, but it does seem a bit almost more ominous that it happens off screen.
It's okay. I've got you.
And the whole yellow eye touch is just for the remake. I'm not really sure what they're going with that, but it's a good visual representation of what's happening. Oh, here we go. Boinky, 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 boinky. We'll always give the Umbrella logo its due time and respect.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open.
I'm not standing clear.
For your safety,
Take this, society!
doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear.
All these doors and it's still got out.
Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Okay. Here you go. All right. Now what?
Some of these cutscenes really make me wish they dug a bit deeper into the story and like developed these.
Antiviral agent. That's it. That's gotta be it.
That's alright, Julie. I'll be going as soon as this cutscene's over. I'm going to save and
You stay right
stop
here,
because
though,
I've
okay?
gone wildly over time. But thanks for joining us.
I'll be back soon.
And
I promise.
yeah, I'm wrapping up now. I'm now faced with the prospect of having to finish the rest of the game in another stream in which there isn't really 2 hours worth of content left. But we'll find a way around that when push comes to shove. But if you haven't already, just toss a follow on the channel. And why won't you let me open that? Okay, now you will. And you'll get a notification as to when we continue with the game. We'll be going from this to Resident Evil 3 and so on, so on, and so on, all the way up to 8. 9 might be out by then, who knows? And yeah, we aim to be here regularly. I also do Far Cry streams and all kinds of streams with Julie Madly Deeply. For co-op stuff, and occasionally we just do random stuff. I might start streaming Jurassic World Evolution because I'm into that, and I think that's going to be a really fun stream. So it won't all be Resident Evil. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Yes to dinos. Also, I can name the dinos, so hey, turn up on the stream, might get a dinosaur named after you. That's always going to be fun. You may even be able to pick the colour, if I can figure out how. And yeah, it's extremely cool. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and hopefully I'll see you next time. And thanks for sticking around for 2:24. That's a long time to be streaming. And yes, until then, as they say in French Canada, bonjour.